Reverse, yank, break, smoke, get you know it up, put on more speed. Protect our kickers, our quarterback, our lead, our ball game. Ball, obstacle, block, cut, slice, do the game, tap, this win it. Press it again, we're for the first minute. Carry my team there 6 minutes.
Rocky Top! You'll always be.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols!
Yeah, I didn't sign any mustard bottles or golf balls. Maybe wish I had had a golf ball that night, you know what I mean? But I'm only kidding. All right?
And you have to not lose the game before you can ever win the game.
Oh my God, we should leave it at that.
Okay.
We should close with that. That is the mind blower of mind blowers.
Good.
Hey, it's us against the world, fellas. It's us against the world, fellas. Don't nobody believe in us. Don't nobody believe in us. We don't need nobody to believe in us. I believe in you. I believe in you. I know you a dog. I know you a dog. I know we some dogs, man. Hey, all this preparation we put in, all this been talking about. Hey, it's time to go release pain, man. It's time to go put it in real. Let's go. Tennessee on 2, 1, 2, Tennessee. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready. Ball, Tennessee, ready.
To be the man, you gotta beat the man, and I'm saying, woo, right here.
But you know what? Let's talk a little Vols. That is not me trying to take any shine away from the phenomenal channel Talking Vols, and my guy Boogie Bentley runs. So shout out to them. But let's talk a little Vols here.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name's Boogie Bentley. Coach Jay is in the house. It is Gator Hater Week. Coach, it's Florida Week. If you need a reason to get fired up, you need a reason to suit up and go play football, I can think of one thing, and that's going down there to the swamp. All I've heard all week long is 2003, 2003, 2003. I'm sick and tired of talking about 2003. I don't need a reason to get fired up for tomorrow, do you? I'm ready to go, man.
No, I'm ready to go, man. I don't need no reason to suit up. Give Coach Jay the pads. Give me my old 1998 gigantic Douglas neck roll and put me in, Coach. I mean, I'm ready to play right beside my California linebackers of Kevin Simon and Kevin Burnett, De La Salle and Dominguez High School, California, respectively, and put me in. As a matter of fact, I was thinking, I miss all the California players from the old 03 team, man. We had old Jerbeal Wilson on that
the
team.
Iceman? Come on, we talking about the Iceman?
The Iceman out of Northridge, California. Come on, man. Yeah, like
my only question is, are you gonna bring your arms with you? Are you gonna look like
I'm gonna wrap up.
I'm
gonna go through that hole, and I'm gonna wrap up.
Can't even let Jaden Pilati have his moment. Like blows up the hole. Not good enough.
I'm actually probably gonna blow through the hole and miss the Division I football player because I'm slow. But but what are you gonna do? But yeah, like you said, man, 2003. You think back to all the players on that team, and like JT Mapu, people like that, man, that us old heads know, and Kaner's like, who's JT Mapu? No, I'm just messing with you, Kaner. I got that same age check with you while listening to the show this morning, Boogie. I was like, crap, man, we're getting old. We're getting old, and then
Kaner was
Brent's
8.
gonna make us feel dumb.
Scoops was in diapers. We got all kinds of problems. Let me catch up with the chat. Hey, we got Hubs in the back room. We're going to get him on here, talk a little Tennessee, Florida. We need you guys to do the YouTube stuff. Smash the thumbs up, share out the link, all that quick stuff. It helps the channel. We would appreciate it. You can also check out the sponsor, Grade A Grounds. Go to gradeagrounds.com. Grab yourself that B is for blueberry. You guys know I sell that all the time because it tastes like a glazed blueberry donut in a coffee cup. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense, but it works. Go check it out. GradeAgrounds.com. Use the promo code VAWLS, VAWLS. Save 20% at checkout. I've told the story time and time again. Played in a golf tournament with the guy that runs this company. He told me his story. Local guy, East Tennessee guy, Tennessee graduate. He is a VFL. All we talked about was Tennessee football. Then he finds out about Talkin VAWLS. He's like, well, I own a coffee company, man. Are you interested in working together? Local business, East Tennessee guy, VFL. It made sense, and he just so happens to have pretty good coffee. They do fundraisers for Little League teams, softball teams, schools. Go check out their website. You can find more information on that. But again, gradeagrounds.com. Let me hit some super chats real quick, then we'll get Brent on here. Tyler Adams has been a member for 31 months. Says, GBO, hit the like button. Shout out to Tyler for supporting the channel for 31 months. If you're not a member, hit the join button. Only $1. We would appreciate it. Todd for 2 says, Dorothy, keeping the lights on. Shout out, Todd. That's how we do keep the lights on around here. Kevin Castillo for 5 says, California native, bleeding orange. Let's go, Big Orange. That sounds familiar, Coach. California.
That's see, I would love to talk to you, Kevin. I would love to know your story to becoming a Tennessee Volunteer fan. Yeah, man, you're gonna have to pop in maybe on Tuesday night. On Tuesday nights, Boogie plays a little NCAA football. Free plug for you here, Boogie. And we just talk all things Tennessee, man. It's a great community. Pop in Tuesday night and let me know your story, Kevin. I'd love to hear that, man. That's unusual, I know. So I'd like to hear that.
We got Matt Begley in the house. He's been a member for 50 months. Graduated high school in 2003. So let's go down and reverse this trend. GBO forever. Ron the Don is here. What's up, Ron Dorothy? It's Gator Hater Week. Let's go. It's our week, our time. Let's take it to them long-tailed frogs. GBO. Billy Todd says, Dorothy, let's stomp the Gator. Shout out Billy. Bookham Dano for 5 says, Dorothy and Hubs protection. Does Hubs need protection? He might. I don't know how this is going to play out. We're going to find out. Brian Turner for 5 says, Dorothy. Shout out, Brian. We appreciate you. Randy Wilson gifted a Talkin VAWLS membership. You guys know the deal. We're on that membership drive. We try to get 35 new members every stream. You can gift them. You can join if you're not a member. So Randy puts us at 34. There's the link to do that. Shout out, Randy. We appreciate it. Let's get Hubs on here. Let's talk a little Tennessee, Florida. Brent, I don't look. Let's just jump straight to it. Let's get the cat out of the bag. Let's talk about the elephant in the room. You see, we brought you on for Georgia week. Big moment. Everybody was like, oh, man, Brent's here. This is going to be a great show.
I know.
When we lost.
I'm aware.
So we texted you, and I said, hey, Brent, do you want to come back for Georgia? And you said, well, I thought I was uninvited after the loss to Georgia. So you come back for Alabama. We dubbed you Big Game Brent. You were Big Game Brent. Brent, we know how that played out.
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you what you don't know, though, Brent. What you don't know. Oklahoma, huge game, college football playoff eliminator game. I said, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to go to On 3. I'm going to look up OU Insider. I'm going to go get Brandon Drum. He has no idea that I'm sabotaging him. I'm bringing him on with reverse psychology. He comes on here, tells us all the ways Tennessee's going to win the game, and they lost. So all superstitions are out the window. I got nothing left. Are you a superstitious guy? Do you have anything we could do on this Friday morning to guarantee a win?
Well, I mean, you guys, if you follow me long enough, you know my rule. And my rule has been I'm not picking Tennessee to win until they win down there. So I don't know that that's anything superstitious or not. So no, I don't have a whole lot of superstitions. you know, it's obviously I had nothing to do with it, but I'm surprised you texted me this week because I thought you might run from me after my last 2 appearances on this show. Your viewers this morning are going, man, did they bring that jinx back on? So, you know, maybe you got to get a lucky rabbit's foot or whatever Barney Fife had that episode of the Andy Griffith Show when the jinx was messing up the fishing tournament and everything else. So we'll see. It should be interesting and hopefully entertaining down there Saturday night.
I got nothing left. I got nothing left to do. What do you got, Coach? I got no ideas. No ideas how to get a win out of this thing.
No ideas at all. But I do think the superstition thing's a little funny. Like, you know, when I'm coaching, I don't think I have any. But when I'm watching games, I always flip my hat backwards when the Vols are on defense. I don't know why. It's like a weird tick I have. My wife pointed it out to me, but got me thinking, Brent, have you seen any like player or coach at your time of the university that had a weird superstition, or like maybe a fan that's had an odd one, or just kind of all straightforward?
No, I mean, you know, there are obviously people wear the same outfit, you know, and don't change. You know, there's some guys who do certain things in pregame, you know, that you know, they see this place, you know, they go to this place in the stadium last, or they do something like that. But no, I don't mean, I'm sure they're football players are not like exactly like baseball players. They don't have as many superstitions as that. But yeah, I mean, there's some, you know, there's some, when a coach finds something that works, you know, they ride that thing. I mean, Tennessee obviously found a couple of, I won't call them superstitions, but they found a couple of things in 98, you know, this whole ladder thing and this stick. I mean, Philip Fulmer always talks about the synergy stick that they had in 98. And I know, Boogie, you said you were tired of hearing about the past, but I'll tell this quick past story. They had this stick in 98 that Fulmer got from somebody up in the mountains in Gatlinburg, and he brought it into this team deal on Friday, and it became like the synergy stick. And he was obsessed with it. Like, he thought it was a real thing. Like, this was like sort of their deal. And every player on the team thought it was the dumbest thing in the world. They were just like, yeah, whatever coach says. Okay, there's this stick. Stick has nothing to do with what we're about, you know, whatever. But people just find different ways. You know, that year Fulmer flew Al Brown out to Tempe, Arizona for a pregame talk because he had spoken in some of the big games during the year, and he thought it was a thing. So he's like, all right, let's fly him out here for his 5-minute pregame talk. So, you know, when you get rolling on a streak, then, you know, sometimes you do some of the similar things. Unfortunately for Tennessee, there's not been enough of a streak this year.
We got to come up with something. And the title of this show this morning is See It to Believe It. Everybody knows that's what you say. I got to see it to believe it. And, you know, we saw one streak end in 2016 after Florida had won 11 straight. But Josh Hype, that's why I keep going back to we're all talking about 2003. I've rattled off things from history that happened in 2003 that blow people's minds. The iPhone wasn't even a thing in 2003. George Bush in the office, the invasion of Iraq, Saddam Hussein, like, Kaner was 8 years old. That's all you need to know. A guy that works for you, Brent, was 8 years old. Like, the reason
Thanks for telling me how old I am this morning.
The bottom line is,
great start to my day. I'll go get my Geritol here when I end this show with you. I appreciate it.
Do we need to restart the show?
No, I'm okay. I can handle it. I'm old. Your point, though, I think is a good point. I think this is where you're going. For this team and this program and these guys where they are, I mean, none of that stuff matters. Like, my battered Vol syndrome of watching 4th and 14 and 4th and 19 and, you know, the Justin Worley losing the ball and Trayvon Harris suddenly figuring out how to play a little offense and they blow a 9-0 lead. I mean, I can sit here and rattle off all the things that happened like in the Butch Jones era where they should have won 4 straight. But it doesn't matter to any of these guys. I mean, it doesn't. It has no impact on this deal. And in the world of the transfer portal, it really 2 years ago doesn't have that big of an impact when you look at it. I mean, think of the guys who are going to be on the field tomorrow night, when they play this game, that have never played down there. So we're worried about what they think about losing 10 straight down there. Like, they don't know it's a thing. I think Josh Heupel, if I were a coach, I would reference it to my team this week for one simple reason. That's to make sure that my team understands that regardless of Florida's record, they're going to show up to play. Florida's not going to roll over. That's the only way I would reference the past in this deal, would be to use it as a motivator for them to understand you better not get caught up in what happened in the Kentucky game. You better not look at the fact that they're not bowl eligible and they're 3-7 and assume anything. And here's why you don't assume anything. This is what's happened in some games down there in the past, but I'm not spending a whole lot of time on it because it's going in one ear and out the other for, this group of guys because they've never experienced. They don't know. They don't have any idea what that feels like or what that's about. For fans, it's like you're sitting there, okay, they're going to bring out Urban Meyer. They're probably going to bring out Steve Spurrier, right? I mean, the wet dream for a Florida fan is that they bring out Urban Meyer, Steve Spurrier, and then Lane Kiffin walks out, right? Because it's an open day for Ole Miss. But I mean, the fact of the matter is for the fans, that stuff like, oh, here we go, we got all that going on. But for the players, none of that stuff. I mean, the past has no bearing on them in the least. Tennessee's a better football team. They should go down there, and I think they should win this football game. Again, I got to see it to believe it because I've felt that way, numerous times before.
Yeah. So let's go to the more recent history, maybe real quick, Brent. So, Florida loses Billy Napier, right? They play Georgia pretty tight, 24-20. They go into the Kentucky and get their tail handed to them. And then they give Ole Miss a tight game. I mean, in your eyes, do you see that Kentucky as more of a trap game and they just kind of got caught like normal college kids do? Or do you think Florida's mindset's teetering a little bit on phoning the rest of this time in for the season?
Well, I mean, I think both can be. I don't know that both are true, but maybe they could to some degree be true. I think there is. I think for Billy Gonzalez, the interim head coach, first time he's ever taken a team on the road. How do you handle a road game? How do you avoid letting Georgia beat you twice? I think Georgia beat Florida twice as much as anything Kentucky did. I don't want to take away from what Kentucky has done. I mean, they've won 3 straight, saved that season. They look like an absolute train wreck, and they're playing for bowl opportunity the next 2 weeks. But I do think Florida put so much into the Georgia game. It didn't work out. Then maybe Georgia beat them twice. And maybe Billy Gonzalez learned something about, road game management, how you get a team ready to play on the road. And they did play better against Ole Miss. Here's the craziest thing that I've seen. I don't think I've ever seen this stat before. Florida has scored 144 points in the second half, in the first half. They've scored 64 points in the second half this season. They've only scored 27 points in the fourth quarter. They've been held scoreless in the fourth quarter in 6 of their 10 games. Okay? In 8 of their 10 games, they either had the lead, were tied, or were down 7 going into the fourth quarter. And they've only got 3 wins. They haven't finished. They've been in games, but they haven't been able to finish. And what you're hoping is, if you're Tennessee, this is not the week where they learn how to finish. Because the evidence of the whole season, Coach, says it's going to be a 60-minute fight, not the Kentucky game. The Kentucky game looks much more like a one-off compared to what we've seen out of Florida the rest of the year. Now, had they gone and laid an egg against Ole Miss and just got boat raced, then I would say, yeah, they're probably done. But the fact that they played, I mean, they had the lead in the fourth quarter in Oxford and didn't win that football game tells me that they're probably not done. Now, some would say, well, they were still fighting for bowl eligibility. Maybe, but does that matter to kids? I mean, how many kids on that team are going to go play in a bowl game if they go 6-6? Probably not many, right? So I don't think that really mattered. But they showed a little character and certainly rallied to play in Oxford. They've not played at home since October the 18th. It's going to be a month since they played there. Do their fans show? Yeah. Do they stay engaged? That's up to Tennessee. We'll see how Tennessee goes and plays.
How do you motivate these kids? Because you bring up a good point, and there's a difference between Florida had they won and they got an opportunity to go 6-6 and get bowl eligible, whatever. You look at Tennessee. I mean, you still have an opportunity to go 9-3. You have an opportunity to win out, go win a bowl game, and have a 10-win season. They don't grow on trees. I know people my age that grew up with Fulmer think that 10-win seasons do grow on trees, and we got a little spoiled because of the way that Philip coached his football team back in the 90s. But how do you motivate not only just Florida? Florida's up and down, and I'm like, man, how do they respond? And they just don't go away. They do not go away. But from Tennessee's perspective, college football playoff off the table, lackadaisical effort against New Mexico State, but how do you get up for a team that you're favored to beat by 40? I can validate that. What do you think the mindset of this team's at? Does this coaching staff have this team ready to go on Saturday? Do they buy into it's a rivalry game?
Well, I think that's why you talk about it. You talk about the history a bit to try to get that point across. What you hope is that you got a room full of competitors, man, that want to play. I mean, you only get here's my coach speak. You only get 12 opportunities, But I mean, this is the concern that you have in the world of college football. Okay, this is the concern that you have. I mean, the regular season is great if you're in the hunt. The regular season's more meaningful than ever if November you're in the middle of in the thick of it. But how do you motivate it when the mentality of the quote elite teams, blue bloods, whatever you want to call it, is playoff or bust? How do you do it? What you hope and what you believe is that you've recruited characters, you have culture in your program of competitiveness, and you go play. I mean, why did Penn State rally to play Indiana? They were out of it. It didn't matter. Why did they show up? Why did they give everything they got? Why did Florida lay it on the line against Ole Miss? Why is South Carolina up 30-3 at the half in College Station? I mean, it's a screwy sport, man. I mean, it really is because winning on the road's hard, winning on the road at night's hard. But the challenge for these guys making $9-10 million a year, and I'm not feeling sorry for them, but the hard part for them is how do you get 18 to now 24-year-olds, some cases 25-year-olds, I guess, to play at an optimum peak level 12 times? How do you do that? And no offense to Coach Fulmer, but go back and look at your schedule in the 90s, and how many times did those teams have to be at a peak emotional, mental, and physical level in the regular season? They didn't when they played Vanderbilt. They didn't. I mean, all they had to do was survive the first 15 minutes against Kentucky and Lexington, and you knew what was going to happen there most of the time, right? South Carolina, how many times did they go over there, or did South Carolina come to Knoxville and you go, just roll the ball out? And again, I'm not taking anything away from what Philip Fulmer accomplished. What I'm saying is those days are over, and the challenge now, it's the mystique of Kirby Smart. It's what makes him the elite right now. It's what made Nick Saban elite. The ability to get the players to play at a peak level for as many games as you have to now, and just kind of find ways to win is the challenge. That's the real challenge. And, that I think that's the hard part for any coach out there. And whether your record is 3-7 or whether your record's 7-3, if you're out of it, you're out of it. That's the challenge this week for both teams and for every team around the country who's not in the top 15 in the playoff rankings.
Let me hit a couple super chats real quick, Coach, and then you can jump in here. Randall Perry drops a 20 spot. We like 20s because they're orange. We'll play the clip.
Rocky Top!
Randall says, after Oklahoma, I was confident we win against Florida and Vanderbilt. Closer to kickoff, I think we lose big. Oh, no. Randall's the most optimistic guy in the room. What is happening? He says, I just have no confidence.
I have done nothing in 23 minutes of being on this show to suggest that Tennessee is going to have no confidence or they lose big. I want that on the record because blood's not going to be on my hands on this deal on Saturday night, okay? Don't put that on me, Boogie.
You did was show up, and the most optimistic guy in the chat says we lose big all of a sudden.
That's why my staff calls me New York. That's how this works in my world.
Oh, no.
All he did was roll out of bed, jump on Talkin VAWLS, and Randall Perry's the most negative guy in the chat. He says Gainesville is cursed. Backflip spaghetti for 5. As fans, we have to change our mindset about the swamp. Our boys get it done in the swamp. GBO. Donovan from 5 says, watching SEC this morning. Right now, the man, the myth, the legend, the Iceman is getting interviewed. The first quarter decides this game. You got to start fast, especially on the road. I'm with you, man. The fans, we're so battered ball syndrome is real, right? I look at this game every which way on paper, and Hubs, you said it. Tennessee should go win this game. In the back of my mind, I'm laying out all the reasons why they shouldn't. Coach, jump in here. What do you got?
Yeah, just piggybacking on kind of the fans. I mean, we had a big talk. I know Kaner got involved in it too with, in this new era, it seems like that magical undefeated season's out the window, and you don't really need it anymore for that matter. But as fans, maybe we still live in the past too much. What do you think the headspace of this fan base is like? If we win by 3 points compared to 30, is there a difference there? And then if we do lose, Brent, how loud does it get? I know a lot of fans really felt like you had to go out there and either beat Georgia at home or find a way to beat Alabama at Florida on the road and get one of these monkeys off the back. Just how do you see that fan headspace moving into either result of this game?
Well, if you win, a win's a win, and you move on.
Yep.
And you take it and you move on with it. I mean, listen, there's going to be, you go win by 28 and somebody's going to be mad about something, right? I mean, that's just part of being fandom. And I'm not making fun of anybody. That's just the world we live in. And I get it. I mean, in covering a team every day, you pick every ward, right? Like, I mean, you pick everything apart about them. And then you look at the opponent, you don't know them as well. And you pull out everything, and they're the 85 Bears before you get done with your research for the week. And that's just the way it works. To your question or your point about how loud does it get? Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an off season of unrest. And I don't mean an off season that Josh Heupel is, in trouble or there's something like, but there's going to be, I mean, it's going to be loud. It's going to be it will be unlike anything that Danny White and Josh Heupel have experienced at this point, because it's all been gravy to a degree. And part of that's Josh Heupel's created it because they exceeded everybody's expectations so much in 22. There's always a theory out there that I have discussion with my friends about. Of course, in this day and age, rebuilds, you don't get as many years as you used to get. But one of the worst things you could do in a rebuild was win too much too fast, because it created such unrealistic expectations. But I mean, this is a program that when you think about it and you put it all in perspective, they're doing things that they haven't done since the 90s. I mean, Boogie said it earlier. I mean, you used to play in the 90s, you played a one-game season. It was all about Florida in September, and the rest of it was going to be a win. Is what you felt like. Now, you didn't win all of them, but it felt like you were going to. You went, 45-5 in a 50-game stretch in the 90s? We'll never see that again. Those days are over. And that's not because the program's bad. That's because college football has so much more parity than it ever thought about having then. So I do think the fans have to change their mindset about undefeated seasons and how one loss is just this catastrophic end of all things. But I think when you look at 9-game schedules, you look at the parity in this league, you look at the opponents that are coming on the schedule, you look back at this schedule, and you're going to think, you know what? Should have gotten some hay, should have made some hay. I mean, you had Georgia on the ropes at home. You make the field goal, you win. How does that change everything? You got a chance to go up 2 scores against Oklahoma, and you let that game. And look, it's not over at the half, but you couldn't come back in the second half and find a way to win that at home. And listen, kudos to Brent Venables in Oklahoma, right? I mean, kudos to them. They're a much better road team than they are home team for whatever reason. So I'll be curious to see what this Missouri game looks like for them tomorrow. But I mean, I didn't walk away from the Oklahoma game going, man, Oklahoma's a lot better than Tennessee. I walked away from that game going, man, Tennessee didn't play well enough. I walked away from the Georgia game going, man, what a missed opportunity. And you walk away from the Alabama game going, what might have been had you not thrown the pick? I think that's the difference. And so there's 2 ways to look at that, Boogie. You can look at that, man, this guy can't coach. This staff can't finish. They can't do this, that, or the other. You can look at it and say, man, we're so far away. Well, no, you're not really far away. It's literally a handful of plays here or there, and that's the difference. Think about Texas. Texas went into last week's game in the playoff hunt, and they won in overtime at Kentucky, and they won in overtime at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Look at Georgia. Georgia's a missed field goal at Tennessee. Okay. I mean, they barely beat Florida. They come from behind to beat Florida, right? Let's look at the Auburn game and what happened there. I mean, they were in trouble there. And at the same time, if Kirby kicks the field goal against Alabama, Georgia beats Alabama and may be undefeated.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
That's the thing about this league that's different than all the others out there. It is just a handful of plays. Your game management's more important than it's ever been. Your motivation every week is more important than it's ever been. And the mistakes you make in game are more critical than they've ever been.
Yeah, I think people can argue and debate and complain about NIL, transfer portal, all that stuff's a different conversation for a different day. But the on-field result right now in the SEC, you are getting good football week in, week out. It's must-see TV, right? You have to tune in and watch every game because anybody can beat anybody. That's the reality. And I think it's funny you talking about those handful of plays. It's all about you. It's all about your narrative. I can take those handful of plays and I can either spin it. Well, Josh Heupel can't get across the hump. He can't get to elite status because his guys don't execute down the stretch. His guys don't make the plays down the stretch. Or I can be the other side of the fence and say, hey, we're just one play against Georgia from a win. We're a couple of plays against Oklahoma from a win. Like you said, no pick 6 at the half against Bama. Is that a win? We're hanging out with Brent Hubs, VolQuest.com. Go over to VolQuest. Check out what they've got going on. One of my favorite things of the week is Rob Lewis gives us a little teaser with the matchup, and he's going to look at our opponent, and it's going to be Tennessee's passing attack versus their passing defense. It's going to be ground game versus their run defense. It's all different ways that you can look at this matchup, and then he's going to make his pick. And his pick is he's not just rolling with Tennessee. Rob's rolling with Tennessee by 2 touchdowns. I don't know what he's he is not looking at history. He's looking at paper and maybe even I don't know what Rob's got cooked up. But I'll tell you what, I like it. I like it. So Brent, you don't have to spoil. The picks are not officially in yet. You don't have to spoil your picks. But what are your keys? What does Tennessee have to do in this football game to have a shot at ending that streak?
Well, I think simply put, I mean, on the offensive side of the ball, they've got to protect and they've got to be able to run the football effective enough. Florida's given up 200 yards rushing, 200-plus yards rushing the last 2 weeks. I've seen that movie. Can Tennessee go down there and run the football effectively? Because here's the thing. Joey Aguilar has thrown it 35 times or more in 4 games this season. Tennessee's 1-3 when he throws it 35 times or more. So you got to have balance. You can't put it all on Aguilar's shoulders. If he's thrown it 40 times in the game, I don't think that's good for Tennessee. You've got to be able to run the football with some effectiveness. What does that look like? What does this offensive line look like if Wendell Moy doesn't play? Okay, and if he does play, how effective is he with what he's dealing with the knee injury he suffered in the third quarter against New Mexico State? If he doesn't play, how does that right side hold up? How do they communicate with the redshirt freshman and Jesse Perry and the freshman David Sanders? They had some issues at Alabama early in that game, some communication. There's a communication breakdown between those two and the running back on the safety at Alabama in that game. They've got to be tight. They've got to handle it. You know, Caleb Banks is going to play for Florida. He's an all-conference defensive lineman who hadn't played since LSU. He's played very limited, so what kind of shape's he in? How well does he go? I don't know, but they're pulling him off the bench, off the injury watch. And so there you go. There's a new one to have to deal with. So I think offensively it starts there. I like Tennessee's matchup, their receivers against the secondary. Quite frankly, I like their matchup against any secondary in this league with that trio of receivers and the way they're playing. Aguilar has to protect the ball. He's got to set his feet and throw it. If his feet aren't set, he needs to throw it to me over there with the Florida students behind the Tennessee bench. Don't throw it down the middle of the field 20 yards when your feet are crossed up or sideways and you're not stepping into a throw. That's the reason he threw the interception against Oklahoma in the first half that cost you 3 points. That's the reason he threw the second interception against New Mexico State last week. Can't do that. Got to take care of the ball. Defensively, to me, it's all about the eyes at the second level. because I think Florida is going to throw some receiver screens, some slants, some stuff sideways. Then they're going to flip their tight ends and shifts, and they're going to motion this guy, and they're going to try to get you discombobulated. They're going to try to get your eyes in all the wrong places. Tennessee at the second level and at the safety level have to have good eyes in this game. Florida has not been a very big play offense. They did hit a big one last week, but I think they've got 11 plays of 30 yards or more this season, which is not very many. They do not have a run of 30 yards this season. So they've been pretty pedestrian-like. You got to keep them that way. Tennessee's only missed 5 tackles in each of the last 2 games. You better tackle in this one. And here's the other one. You better find Lagway in his legs. Okay? He had a net of, I think, 12 yards rushing in the first 7 games. Now, 75 yards of that were sack yards. He's only been sacked 1 time the last 3 games. Is that because their offensive line got better, or have they simplified it for him and said, hey, read 1, read 2, and if it's not there, get out. Take off running. Don't hold the ball back there and get a sack. He's got like 75 yards rushing the last 3 games because he's only got 2 yards lost and sack yardage lost. So I think you got to get Lagway on the ground. Don't let him get in that zone where he's comfortable and he gets hot. He's kind of a roller coaster. You know, everybody talks about the interceptions. So 13 of them, okay, 8 of them have come against 2 opponents. Guess what? Joey Aguilar's throat. There's not a great difference there, right? I mean, like, who takes care of the ball in this game? Okay, that's the key element to this, and you got to force Lagway into some mistakes. And Joey Aguilar cannot have the mistakes he's had the last 2 ball games in terms of taking chances with the football.
Brent, it's always a good time talking Tennessee. It's always a good time. I don't know if it's a good time talking Tennessee. I don't know if I feel any better or worse after this.
Boogie, I have a question, and I know we got to get somewhere, and you're tired of me, and you're ready to run me off, and I'm fine with that. But I have a question. Like, are you working at Aladdin's castle, and you're just on break when you're doing this show, or is that like your man cave, and you just have your pick, like Rick Barnes, of video games in your lounge that you want to go play with? I've been on the show a couple times. You guys have been gracious to me. You've been very kind. You've listened to me ramble on, but I do have a question. I mean, what games do you have back there, and where are you right now? Because you look like a cross between NASA and Aladdin's castle.
Well, put it this way, Brent. I got a 5-year-old son, and when I get things in the mail, he says, "Daddy, is that for me or you?" He has no idea if it's a toy for him or a toy for me. I am a kid of the 80s. I grew up in the 80s, and I would have killed to have an arcade cabinet in my house. We didn't have the money, but the beautiful thing about 2025 is these are called arcade one-ups. They're like miniature versions of the actual 80s arcade games. So I've got Golden Tee, which AP is a fan of. AP liked when he came on the show.
Hold on a second. Golden Tee is not an 80s video
game. No. But that's one of my favorites. AP was floored. He's like, "Oh, we can talk about golf on this show?" Yeah, people bring me on and I have to talk recruiting. We can talk. So we spent about 15 minutes talking about golf. The middle one's WrestleFest. It's an old, I don't know that it's probably more 90s too, but I've got Galaga. I've got Pac-Man. I've got, what else do I got? Ninja Turtles. I've got Mortal Kombat. So it's a blend. It's a blend of 80s, 90s arcade games.
But by the way, if your 5-year-old son rides a train through the house, you're officially Silver Spoons. Nobody knows that show. Not one person knows that show, do they? You have no idea what I'm talking about, do you, Boogie?
No clue.
I don't know.
You don't know that show either?
Nope, you got me.
He's the same age as me. He just looks older.
Yep.
The great Aaron Gray was the assistant for the father of that show. He was a single dad who had Rick Schroeder. This was Ricky Schroeder's breakout before you ever knew he was walking through NYPD Blue. He was a child actor. It was basically a play off the movie The Toy, which had Richard Pryor in it.
I've seen that one.
I think Carlton, Alfonso Ribeiro, might have been Ricky Schroeder's best friend in that show. And they had a train in the house. So, like, he would come from his bedroom and ride the train to the dinner table. He had a laundry chute in his bedroom. Like, the rest of us had to go put our clothes in the hamper. He just threw it down the chute. They had video games in the den. You should check it out sometime. It's really bad 80s, late 80s sitcom television.
Love it.
But that's what your den reminds me of there. Boogie.
But see, if I wanted to show you the inside baseball, the reality, I'm in a storage room in my house. The ceiling is unfinished. I have foam flooring with LED lights. When we bought this house, this was a storage room with concrete floors, unfinished ceiling, and plain white walls. And we just nobody knows. They think I'm living the dream. They're like, man, Boogie's got an arcade. No, it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all smoke and mirrors.
Well, at least it's legit. They're not AI generated arcade games behind you in some kind of funky backdrop. So you are living a pretty good dream, Boogie.
You say it all the time. We get to come on here and talk Tennessee football every single day. I ain't going to complain about the life I'm living right now.
Never, ever. By the way, Coach, you were talking about those California kids.
Yeah,
I love me some Kevin Burnett. In 2001, I thought Kevin Burnett was going to shove me in a locker after Tennessee won at Florida, because I picked Tennessee to lose in that game. And Kevin and I knew each other really well through recruiting. We'd gotten to know each other probably a little bit more than player and a media guy is supposed to. I mean, we were pretty good friends.
Gotcha.
And he was so mad because I didn't believe in them and I didn't believe in him that I literally thought he was going to stuff me in a garbage can post game. Because he was like, really? And I'm like, sorry, dude. Like, just go enjoy and celebrate.
I understand that. I played high school not too far from Dominguez, where he's from, and I mean I was a bit younger, but our team went out and played his team when I was coming up, and man, he was a scary dude. That's all I could say. Looking up as like an 8th grader or whatever I was at that time.
Yeah, he was a dude.
But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely great football player.
I hope you believe in this team, Brent. And when the picks are in and you pick Florida to win, I'm going to clip something out of this show about you being a Debbie Downer and negative, and we're going to roll that out on social media.
Perfect.
I may tag a few of them. I may tag Joey. See who else can I tag? We'll figure something out.
Really? That's what you're going to do to me, huh?
Man, I was like,
you're the best. Yeah. Hey, by the way, don't text me anymore if that's what you're going to do.
I love it. Oh my gosh, it's been a good fun Friday morning show, Brent.
Absolutely.
In all seriousness, we do appreciate the time, you making time to jump on and hang out with us. It's always a good time. What's going on over at VolQuest the rest of this week, and as we kind of get started here in basketball season as well?
Well, basketball goes to Vegas next week. Huge games for them. We'll have full coverage of that. Obviously, full coverage of everything between Tennessee and Florida. Coming up Saturday night. Today we got our picks. We got our 10 things I think. We'll do our review piece stuff on Sunday as well. And then obviously there's a big one next week too with Vanderbilt coming to town. That's not supposed to be a big game, but that has turned into a really big game. If Vanderbilt wins this week, they'll be playing for a playoff spot potentially when they come to Knoxville. So there'll be a lot of stress next week with Tennessee getting ready to play Vanderbilt in the final home game of the season. So plenty of basketball, plenty of recruiting. You never know when recruiting news might pop up. I stay out of Austin Price and Matt Ray's way, let them handle all that. But you never know when recruiting news might pop up in the next, day or two. We'll see what happens there. And then obviously we have plenty of things going on with getting you ready for Tennessee and Florida. It should be fun tomorrow night.
All right, Brent, we appreciate it. Spoiler alert, big game Brent. He said Vanderbilt's a big game. We find a way to win in the swamp. I guarantee you'll be right back here next Friday. We appreciate it.
All right, thanks, guys. Appreciate y'all.
You got it.
We're going to keep the show rolling. Man, it's always a good time. I love Brent doesn't care. He's going to talk about what it's fun. That's what I like, real life. It doesn't have to be strictly business all the time.
No, I love it, man. It's it's awesome. I think I've said it on this channel before. Like I've been a VolQuest subscriber for forever, right? Like forever. And when I went out there for the Florida game in 2016, I know you were there too. We went to Calhoun's Vol calls on Wednesday. and Brent Hubs comes rolling in, right? And I'm elbowing Miss J, and I'm like, "Hey, Miss J, look, it's Brent Hubs." And she's like, "Who the hell is Brent Hubs?" And I'm like excited because like normally I'm so far away from Tennessee football and just like just wanting to be a part of it. So to be able to fast forward to being able to sit down and just kick around the can with them is a really cool moment for sure.
Our life's a little weird, huh? We get to hang out with Brent, Kaner, AP rolls through here occasionally, Ben McKee, Swain, pancakes and bacon, and then all the players, man, all the players that we've had roll through here. And that's going to be our goal when we get into January. Me and Coach are going to reach out, touch base with people like David Sanders, like Sam Pendleton, like Braylon, see how many guys we can get to roll through here for interviews as we get into the offseason. Let me catch back up with you guys. Backflip Spaghetti became a member of the channel. We appreciate that. It's $1. Only $1 to be a member of this channel. Every dollar means a lot because every dollar there is strength in numbers. When I talk about being blessed to do this, it's because of you members. It's because of the super chats. That's it. It's not ad revenue. I'm not on here getting 1 million views and paying my bills off. I am genuinely, legitimately, I'll just make up words here, paying my bills off of your fan support. So shout out to the members. If you're not a member, you can hit the join button. It's only $1. We got 33 more to go. Come on, we can put on more steam. Somebody give some memberships. Let's give away some free merchandise this morning. Bert Smith for 5 says, for me, it's don't beat yourself. Can't let Florida get any momentum or the crowd. Vols by 14. It's our year to send them a message and let Florida know they do suck. Blake Morgan for 2 says, Dorfy, Coach Lyle crash out last night. Did Butch Jones coach? I didn't watch.
Dude, did you see it?
No, what happened?
It's on Twitter somewhere. I don't know. He just was flipping out, man. He was having a hard time. Although I can't tell when he's having a good time and a hard time. He had a heart attack after we had that Hail Mary against Georgia. So I don't know, man. Maybe he was secretly happy. I don't know, man. Butch is a interesting cat. Can we get Butch Jones on the show one day? That should be a goal.
Gosh, can you imagine?
Of ours, Boogie.
Just let X interview him one-on-one. Just one-on-one.
X interviewing Butch Jones one-on-one. It would be great.
It would be the most epic content of all time. Look, smash the thumbs up, share the link, all that good stuff. You can also support us by going and grabbing some merchandise at bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. That link's in the description below. We got some new Christmas gift ideas, 15-ounce coffee mugs. We got this little Tennessee pouch TN. Look, the ladies love this logo right here. They love this logo. My daughter helped me design it. The ladies love it. Buy this for your wife. She will love it. A tumbler. We all know, what is it about our wives and drinking out of these ginormous, they look like 5-gallon buckets. I don't get it, but they like it, and they're going to like this TN theme one. Christmas ideas. Look, I even left the Talkin VAWLS logo off of it. So they won't even know. They'll just think it's some Tennessee themed cup. They'll love it. Trust me. Go grab it. Also, Buck Family Christmas tree ornaments. This is for you, boys. This is for the men. Grab this. Pick it up. Put it on your Christmas tree. Don't tell your wife, and see how long you can get away with it. But then also the regular merchandise, T-shirts, hats. We've got rivalry shirts, parody shirts. We've got toboggans. Contrary to popular belief, we do have toboggans. Go check it out. bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Always, always, always. That link is in the description below as well. Let me hit this real quick. Oh my gosh, Tatholta wants to get it done. Tatholta drops 10 Talkin VAWLS memberships. That is not cheap. That's the equivalent of a $50 super chat. So we're going to play the clip.
All I know is go Vols, because that's all I know. Go Vols.
Shout out to Tatholta. I'm also going to put that's top donation of the stream. That's a $50 super chat. So shout out to Tatholta. We are 23 memberships away. Put on more steam. We'll give away some free merch. Jacob for 5. Coach Jay, does it seem like to you, under Josh Heupel, we don't get better as a team as the season progresses?
That's a good question. It's a deep question that I think you'd have to take year by year and position group by position group. It's easy to look at it as a whole and say, hey, Tennessee has slipped up numerous times when we probably shouldn't have. And that's true, Jacob. So I get wanting to feel that way. And it feels like a lot of the same mistakes are made over and over again. But I also think you can point to certain position groups that have gotten better as the season goes on. I think there are instances of it on the defense and even on the offense where certain position groups have gotten better. But I feel like the attention to detail that has been lacking under Heupel has made it feel like that has not gotten better as the season progresses. And so that kind of makes me want to agree with this sentiment. But I do think I've seen growth out of position groups too, and I'd be remiss to not point that out as well.
I want to take a quick break. We're going to come back to the Florida game. We're going to get Coach Jay's gambling picks for the week. Fao Ming sent me his. Fao Ming looks like Clubber Lang smashed him in the face. I don't know what happened to that guy. I don't know if he fell down
that's
the
what
steps
happened
or
to
what.
me last year.
His eye,
I mean, last week.
swollen shut.
Oh,
completely swollen shut. No, it's yeah. He looks like Rocky Balboa.
You know, Boogie, if you're juggling too many women, one of them's going to punch you in the eye.
You think the only foul schedule got screwed up and two of them showed up for
arrived at the same time,
an appointment,
or he texted the wrong one that the other one had left and to come over.
Oh,
and then the girl came back and she was like, "Who are you texting, pal?"
This is straight Tuesday.
Sorry,
night
I promised, pal, I wouldn't tell him.
Tuesday night conversation. Dakota has been a member for 44 months. Shout out, Dakota. Sorry I've been missing lately. Got a lot going on. My nanny has had 2 heart attacks in 1 month. Only has 20% of her heart working, but she is one tough ox. She is doing better now. Hate to hear that, man. Good to see you in the chat. Hate to hear that. Hopefully we can provide a little bit of an escape from reality for you. Bookham Dano gifted 5 Talkin Vols memberships. Shout out, Dano. That puts us at what, 18 memberships away from some free merchandise. We appreciate you, Dano. I want to pause. We'll come back to Florida. We'll come back to the gambling segment. But you heard Brent. Brent was speaking in code. Brent was speaking in code when he talked about recruiting. Well, we're going to jump in and talk a little recruiting here because Caden Fife is a 4-star defensive lineman, and he is scheduled to come off the board later today. Wink, wink, nod, nod. The video is going to be ready to go, so be looking for that coming up later today. But he's 6'5", 290 pounds. Look, he's a class of 27 guy, so you're talking about a guy. The evaluations are going to change. They're going to move. This is where when we talk about Coach G and this coaching staff needing to nail your evaluations, it's crucial. Coach, how much do you see a guy, like a class of 27 guy is a junior? We got some film that we're going to look at from his sophomore season. How much does a guy change, grow, develop from their sophomore season all the way to their senior season of high school football?
I mean, they change a ton. You get kids that pop early, right, and develop early. And I mean, Caden definitely falls under that. This dude is a monster of an underclassman, and we'll see that a little bit in his film. He's someone I think that can truly clog the middle and be a run stopper, but can also get up the field and get pressure. But you see it here and there, a kid pop early, but what you don't see is the good dexterity usually when they grow that quickly. And this kid has really good first step, really good pop, really good dexterity. So, his offers reflect that, right, at a young age. So you want to get these kids on campus because this is a kid who, if they keep growing, if they keep progressing, can turn into a 5-star.
He's got over 30 offers, including Miami, Alabama, Texas, USC, Texas A&M, Auburn, and some others. And again, like Coach said, we're talking about a guy that's in his junior season or wrapping up his junior season of high school football, already has those big-time offers scheduled to come off the board later today. The Final Four, it's Tennessee, it's Georgia Tech, it's Texas A&M, and it is Auburn. At one point seemed to be trending towards Texas A&M, but he was in town for the New Mexico State game. Now all signs indicate it is the Vols. Spoiler alert, Steve Wiltfong has already put in his expert prediction for the Vols to land Caden Fife. I want to pull up his film and just all transparency. Me and Coach were talking about this 30 minutes maybe before we went live, because when Fao Ming said he wasn't going to be able to make it, I asked Coach if we wanted to talk about this, not talk about this. So he's not had time to watch much of the film, and we're just going to kind of go through this raw reel. He did see one play we're going to look at here in a minute, but what you did see, Coach, what do you like about, again, sophomore tape, young guy? What do you like, what you see?
I mean, just right away, that very first step is aggressive, downhill, and fast. He's able to chase down really well. He's got really strong hands at the point of attack. Like all high school players, a little too high, right? A little too high out of the chute. So he needs to learn how to keep that pad level down. But that's normal. Right here, you see him just getting too high. I like how he didn't get caught up in his dip and rip there. but you see how quickly he can slide through a protection right there. That is, what's his exact size, Boogie?
He
I didn't
is
ever see it, but
6'5", 290 is what is on three
I mean,
profile
so
list.
6'5", 300 pounds basically, and his first step is lightning quick, like quicker than a lot of high school tailbacks first steps. And whenever you get a guy that size who can run like that, who is fast like that, is dangerous. And you see he's got those big, powerful mitts. As soon as he gets those mitts on you, on you, sorry, it's over, right? It's 100% over. You know, I like how he kept his shoulders square to the ball at a 45-degree angle. Square, I mean, turned in. Never not squeezes the gap properly is something you can see early on his tape. So he's not going to get beat backside. He gets deep into the ball, but only if he can get to the back. He doesn't seem to overrun a lot of plays. Is this 55 seconds?
Yeah, this is the play you like a lot here, Coach.
So you guys are going to get a good kick out of this play right here. Look at the gap spacing from the offensive line. That's a death sentence against a big kid this fast. You need to close those gaps down unless you're completely running away from them. But let's watch him get in here, and you can kind of get his mentality. I mean, this might borderline be a flag in the SEC, but I like the violence. I like the little organized chaos. Look at it. Look, just slides inside and straight up body slams the kid. And even that first step, like, try to just give me that first step again. What's his first? Right? Like he wanted to have a false step there. You could tell he's still young, but his brain thought about that false step. Like there's that jitter moment, and then he steps right and twist inside. That's great because you can always tell when players are young, but they're trying to do what they're coached to do. And that's what he's doing here. And the more he does it, the more he'll just take that side invert, inside twist step. And I mean,
Brock
talk
Lesnar.
about a little bit of violence at the end. I mean, I'll take that. Yeah, Leon, it's definitely a flag. I mean, yeah, I guess so. But, sometimes you got to body slam to the other team to let them know that I can body slam you if I choose to.
Hold on, what's this right here? Okay, so you can see on the play, right? They got him circled, right? I wish I could put a circle on the play because we're gonna watch him take that little step Coach is talking about, come back, Brock Lesnar, this poor kid, and then I've got another circle that I want to put on the field here. Okay, so boom, we see this, boom. Oh, let's circle this guy right here. Where's this left? See this left hand right here? Watch it slowly reach back to this pocket here. I want you to keep your eyes right here on this official, and let's rewind, and let's see what he does. Let's see how he handles the play. Oh, going into the pocket to come out with the flag. A flag was 110% coming out on that Suplex City play. But again, just a young, raw, physical specimen. If Coach G likes him, I like him. Commitment coming up later today, I think around 2:30 p.m. Eastern time. Do me a favor, come back, check out that video. We'll be dropping it. Wink, wink, nod, nod. Tennessee, I believe, I'm pretty confident about to add their fourth commitment in the class of 27. And I get it. The class of 27 is a long way away, but you want to build that foundation and then work to keep them in the boat. So let's go. Let's do a little gambling. We don't condone gambling around here. Probably definitely should not condone gambling around here because if you go look as of right now, after last week, Coach Jay is 13-14-1 on the year. Foul Ming, 16 wins, 11 losses. This past week, Coach Jay took an L. He took Ole Miss -12. Florida, it was 34-24. He took an L. He took Pitt +12. They lost to Notre Dame 37-15. The only win he got was because he listened to me tell him that everybody in Boone, North Carolina wants to run the head coach out of town. App State got beat 58-10 to JMU. You took JMU -21. Foul Ming last week went 1-2 also. He also went with Ole Miss -12, went with Mississippi State +6.5. They lost to Missouri 49-27. His win was South Carolina plus 19 and a half. Of course, we all know what happened there. Texas A&M comes back to win 31-20.
So real quick note, Boogie, if for some reason Tennessee goes up in the swamp by 30 whatever points like South Carolina and then gets beat, I'm not coming on the after show. Boogie's like, either am I if that exact situation happens.
I don't know if I could. Can you imagine?
Dude, it would
Can
be
you imagine the meltdown,
bro.
The meltdown in the chat.
And I mean, I don't know that I could defend it if it did happen. But anyway, we'll get that bad juju out of here. Sorry for even saying it.
Let me run off Fowles picks real quick first. He went Vanderbilt minus 8.5 versus Kentucky. Coastal Carolina, he went with two big underdogs. Coastal Carolina plus 24.5 at South Carolina. Western Kentucky plus 21.5 at LSU. That's Foul Ming's picks for the week.
I like it. I'm borderline on taking two underdogs too, but I might stick to one. Give me Oklahoma minus 6.5 against Missouri. I just think they keep rolling here. I think Missouri, is just so dependent on the quarterback run, and certain elements of their game just lend itself well to Venables in Oklahoma. Give me Oklahoma minus 6.5 here. And we're going to ride Jimmy Madison, Boogie, and not just because they beat up on crappy App State. But
I broke out the App State hat, trying to bring us a little positive energy back.
Okay.
That magical season of 22, I was always rocking the App State hat, so I brought an App State hat back. It's not the original, the one that caused all the havocs up there, but we still rocking with an App State hat. We'll see what happens. But anyway,
so minus 14, they're playing Wazoo, Washington State, and then I had a conundrum, Boogie. I was going to take the Trojans plus 10 against Oregon. Then I thought, wait a minute, I play Boogie in the Dynasty. We can't be picking USC. We can't be doing that. Give me Arkansas plus 9 against Texas. Texas got it figured out a little bit, but still not completely. I think Arkansas is able to get enough points to keep the game close, and Texas offense is just clunky enough to where Arkansas's defense can do just enough to keep that one interesting. Be hard for the upset to hit the 2-pointer, as you will, in me and Fowles gambling system, but I like them to get the 1 point and to cover the 9 against Texas there. Some other fun games this weekend, but that's my 3.
Wait, so Fowles actually 17-11. I forgot. You get 2 points for the plus 7 or more, right? Isn't that right?
I was having a great game. Yeah, like a great season. So I don't know if he picks additional games, but as I've said on here, I've been around 7 to 8 games a week, and so that's a lot more games than 3. And I think I'm only up 4 games on the season, on my whole total number, and that's that's a decent year actually. I actually try not to gamble a lot as much as I do at the beginning half of the season. I find the beginning half of the year, it's a lot easier to pick. When the second half of the year comes around, Vegas gets a lot better at the lines. They tighten the screws, and it gets a lot harder to pick games in the second half of the year.
By the way, USC and UCLA going head-to-head in the EA Sports College Football Talkin Vols Patreon Dynasty. Those of you that don't hang out on Tuesday nights, we have a Patreon. You guys, if you have EA Sports College Football, whether it's for the PS5 or the Xbox, either one, you can still join the Patreon. I'm going to put the link in the chat. It's a lot of fun. We're about to wrap up the second season, but in that, Coach had to go with UCLA. Why? Because he had to take Nico for a Heisman Trophy run. He had to. So I said, if Coach is going with UCLA, last year I was App State. I said, I got to go USC this year.
That's right.
This year, it is a must win. What do you got? 1 loss, right?
Yeah, the loser of this game is out of the playoffs.
Yes.
So it's a big one at the Rose Bowl, but we like where we're at. We're playing good ball. We had a little hiccup late in Michigan, but besides that, we feel good.
You know what the interesting part is? Our little rivalry on Tuesday nights when we started doing home and away. The away team has been winning more times than not.
I
So I'm
know.
ready to go on the road and get some redemption and get a dub back after that embarrassment of Tuesday night. We're going to do that Sunday night, if that works for you, Coach. We're going to do our regular show.
Do it.
We're not going to do like we've done in the past where I'm playing video games and we're doing fan call. No, we're going to do our regular show. And then when the show is over, we'll load up EA Sports College Football. Me and Coach will play that head-to-head on Sunday night. Let's get back to it. Let's get back to Florida and Tennessee coming up tomorrow night game. Don't forget, we'll be live an hour before kickoff doing our tailgate show. We'll be live immediately following the game. Coach, I guess let's just get into – I want to start with injuries and kind of bleed into your keys for the game and let you give your prediction, because Brent mentioned this and it's something I wanted to ask him. But, man, when Brent comes on and we're rocking and rolling, it's always a good time. We don't always get to everything we want. He did briefly mention Wendell Moy being questionable. As of yesterday, the SEC availability report, he's still listed as questionable. How big of a concern is it for you if Wendell Moy doesn't go? Or if he does give it a go, but he's banged up? You're probably going to slide Jesse Perry inside, so that's Perry and Sham at guard. What happens if another guard goes down? You're looking at Max Anderson. It's a big concern. Wendell Moy is considered the leader of that offensive line. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, it worries me. I'm going to be honest with you. Wendell's been really amazing all year, right? Like, came in not giving up sacks the previous year. I think, was he giving up one this year? I think one. So he's given up, I think it's one. So he's given up one sack in 2 years of football. That's crazy. Big Mo is great in the interior. Keeps that A-gap pressure away. As we know, is A-gap pressure and the blind side are the two most dangerous kinds of pressure for a quarterback to deal with, right? So it worries me because Florida is really good at bringing that center line pressure on the defensive side, and I think that's going to be accented in this game. They're missing one of their best jacks, and they're missing two of their best edges, right? Their two best edges aren't playing in this game. So you're going to see some A-gap pressure. You might see some creative cornerback blindside blitzes, safety blitzes, but I do think they're going to try to put stress on Tennessee's B-gap to B-gap pass protection, which is going to mean two things. The guard play is going to be really important, and then the running back play out of the backfield is going to be really important. I know Joey is not big on hitting his checkdowns. This is a game where it's okay for Joey to go to those checkdowns early and often, and I'd make sure, if I were Coach Halsey, Coach Heupel, that he understood that those checkdowns are okay to hit. Those panic routes, those quick slants, whip routes, whatever that panic route is on that play, whether it be a halfback leaking out, halfback Texas route, halfback wheel route, halfback corner route, corner route, whatever that panic quick route is, needs to be heavily on Joey's mind, and he needs to watch out for that quick line pressure and those creative blitzes that Florida likes to bring from the secondary.
Are you worried? Actually, let me hit this super chat real quick because I missed it earlier. Dakota for 5 says, "Go Vols!" Shout out, Dakota. Again, it's good to see you in the chat, my friend. Hope you can pop in on Tuesday, man. Dakota the Wrecker still out there wrecking shop at tight end, so we appreciate you, brother.
Nice.
How do you sometimes it's you hear something and you repeat it, and Joey's a gunslinger, likes to sling the. That's who Joey is. He likes to throw the deep ball. He's really good throwing the deep ball most of the time, but he will also put the ball in harm's way. Look, you're Joey's played a lot of football. Joey kind of is who he is. How do you beat that into his head after 2 interceptions against Oklahoma, 2 interceptions against New Mexico State, 2 interceptions against Florida is probably going to get you beat? How do you beat it into his head? Do you trust him to take those check downs that you see are available? Those check downs were open all game long against Oklahoma, but Joey forced the ball deep through 2 interceptions, and that cost you the football game.
Well, it's just, making sure that he's not forcing things and understanding in his pocket presence that it's okay to get rid of it quick and to know, like I said, where that utility route is. Florida has given up some big pass plays recently. Kentucky and Ole Miss had a couple big pass plays. I think a couple of them will be there this week with some of the secondary down for Florida. But just make sure you're being smart about picking those battles. Like I said, know when to surrender that hand, and just make sure he understands that, some of these checkdowns in those situations are going to turn into big plays. Because when they're bringing pressure, if you can find the hole, if you can hit that cheap check down and get the ball into, a Mike Matthews on a slant or Braylon Staley on a little quick pop route or hitch route, they can do a little something extra with it. And it's okay. And that can turn into big plays. And the other big plays are going to be there, as Florida starts to realize that you're working that short game, guess what? They're going to creep up. So let that do the hard, heavy lifting for you. And when they finally do creep up and sit back a play, when they don't blitz on one of those plays where they've creeped up, go ahead and take that one-on-one shot and let Brazel go up and make a play.
Somebody else on the injury report, Miles Kitselman. You're going to see Ethan Davis. I'm curious if you see a whole lot of Ethan Davis and then one of the freshman tight ends, or do they go back to running more 11 personnel? I love when you guys, whether it's post-game show or whatever, point something out, and then on the rewatch, I know what I'm looking for, right? And then when you look for it, you can maybe have a little bit more intelligence the next time we go live. And something that you and Fowl were both talking about was Tennessee was more in tight against New Mexico State, and that may have made it a little bit more difficult to run the football. They ran a whole lot of 12 personnel. Now, again, glorified scrimmage. Are they trying to work on that? Are they trying to improve that? And does Josh Heupel maybe run a little bit too much 12 personnel now after having success with it with Nico and the running game that we saw with Dylan Sampson? Guess what? Dylan Sampson's not here anymore. And the 12 personnel, when you come in tight, it just doesn't seem to work. And again, New Mexico State, it is what it is. That may concern me more because it was New Mexico State. With Miles Kitselman likely out for the rest of the year, do you think they roll a true freshman out there, Ethan Davis and Jack Van Dorsey, or Ethan Davis and Deshaun Brame, and continue to run that 12 personnel? Or do you spread things out, go a little bit more 11 and open things up? I think it could improve the running game if you went back that route versus, running more 12 personnel and compact.
I think they're going to open things up a little bit this week. I think they ran extra compact last week, just knowing that they have Florida on the horizon. So I expect them to spread it out a little more. Not to say that you won't see the compact play from the Vols, but I do expect them to spread it out. I do expect them to try to run the ball more similarly to how they ran in the second half to Alabama, as opposed to how they played against New Mexico. So I do expect them to spread it out more. I expect them to try to get the ball out to the wide receivers quickly and help Joey in that regard. So, to make a long story short, I think they will spread the ball out quite a bit. And I think you will still see those young tight ends get a little bit of run here, although Ethan Davis should be the main go-to. I think you'll see a little Brame and a little Dorselayer again, and I think it'll be good for Jack to get out there, get a catch or two, and put that Oklahoma moment behind him as well. Jack's going to be a good player for the University of Tennessee, and he'll be just fine. But it'd be good to see him get that play off his back.
I think Ethan Davis gives you so much versatility. And you see him do it. Like when they're running 12 personnel, you'll see him slide out more as a slot wide receiver than you do as a true tight end. He's a weapon. He's a weapon, and he's a weapon we've been waiting to come along for a while, and I feel like he's starting to come along and show who he is. We've talked about Joey. We've talked about limiting the turnovers. We've talked about running the football. What are your keys to the game outside of that, and then just roll this dang thing right into your score prediction?
I mean, turnovers is number one. Just not turning the ball over. And when I say that too, I also mean penalties and putting your offense behind the sticks and having quick 3 and outs because you went out there and got a false start penalty on first down, right? The swamp, regardless of what Florida's been doing, will be up for this game, as Brent mentioned. You're going to have all the old coaches in tow, and they'll be there, right? Florida wants to beat Tennessee, especially in a down year where they don't have much to root for. So taking care of the ball, taking care of turnovers, staying ahead of the sticks is a big one. And then right down into that previous topic of protection, Boogie. We can't have Joey in too much conflict. Florida's defense is too darn good to have protection breakdowns. And if you let them have free run at the quarterback, they're going to create that first point that we mentioned a second ago, turnovers, right? So the two are tied hand in hand with each other. So that has to be a thing. And number two is just make Lagway's life hard, right? That just dial it up, pressure him, don't give him easy looks. This defense has been guilty of surrendering too much space on certain downs and distances and giving teams easy, 8-7 yard passes. Don't make it easy on him. Play press. Make their wide receivers beat you. They're without a couple really, really good ones this week. Make those 2s and 3s go out there and beat you. Don't give them too much love. Look, Ty Redmond's played a whole season now. Colton Hood's looked great. Go out there and just let them play. Ride with what you got, right? Jalen McMurray, ride with what you got. Let him dial up. Let the defense play free. Know what you're good at, what you're bad at, and just play loose, free, and hard, man. And lastly, don't allow Lagway to beat you in the similar way Mateer did, right? Like, don't allow those big runs on 3rd and 9 up the middle. Make sure that either Perlotti or Spillman, even if they don't have spy, put it in their read triangle, right? Put it in, okay, I've got a wall off, I've got a redirect, but the whole time I've got my eye on that quarterback, and I can always 45-degree angle crash back at them. You don't want them abandoning. You don't want them up on the line where they show blitz on 3rd and 8. Everyone's showing blitz, and then I drop back so far off in my wall off that I overrun everything, and the quarterback zips back by my back ear. That cannot happen, specifically when this defense has Florida pinned. I mean, think of all the different times our defense has had a team pinned within the 10-yard line, 15-yard line this year, and they've gotten out of it. Maybe they've gone down and had a 99-yard drive or a 95-yard drive, or maybe they just went 60 yards and punted. That can't happen. We can't get them inside the 20, have 3rd and 8, and give up a, oh, crap, we just weren't paying attention play, and oh, crap, we were soft play. That cannot happen, period. The defense needs to be a big part of this win. And if we are to win, I think they will be. I think they can be. I think Tennessee goes in there. I think Florida's defense plays hard, plays tight. I think we get a competitive game. I've got Tennessee winning 27-24 in this football game.
And we all have a heart attack waiting on the post-game show to start. I
and
love this stat. Todd says, Coach Jay makes
go ahead.
Coach Jay makes so much sense, which makes me worried Banks is going to do the opposite. Desert Storm Vet says, can Coach Jay be the defensive coordinator? You have won the chat over. They want you to take over for Tim Banks.
I appreciate you. I was just going to say, I was going to ask Brent Hubs if he could put one player from the 2003 team on this team, who would he pick? And I'd written down Will Hoyt because I thought he might pick Will Hoyt. But I'll ask you, Boogie, if you could take someone from 03 and put him on this team without the roster. Sorry to put you on blast.
Can I pull up the roster just to help?
Yeah, go ahead. And I know you want to pick CJ Fleming, but you don't got to. Everyone wants a fullback. It's fun to look at that roster.
Yeah, because it's. I'm rolling.
I mean,
here, let me share it. Let me share it. Just to
yeah. Go ahead, put it in the chat. Who would you all take from the 03 roster and put on this team? You got Swain, Burnett.
The wide receivers are what stand out, but why would you add a wide receiver? But you talked about the linebackers. You talked about the linebackers to open the show. Jabril Wilson's a good one. That might be the one. Let's see. I'm leaning Jabril Wilson.
Hard agree. Rashad Baker.
Rashad Baker's another good one.
Yeah.
Jason Allen.
Ooh, there you go.
That's a young Jason Allen.
It's
John Henderson. I didn't. It seemed like that was too late for John Henderson. Dude, I don't know if who you taking. John Henderson's hard to pass up, dude. Can you imagine?
Dude,
Wait,
yeah.
who is this? This isn't the John Henderson.
No, that's not Big John. That's not Big
wonder.
John
That is
Henderson.
too late. Who the heck is this?
Yeah.
Holder Placer? When was John Henderson? 98? I thought 2003 was too late. Now you got me all confused. Let's see.
Yeah, there's Will Hoyt right
Troy
there.
Fleming.
I mean, you could make an argument to take one of the offensive guards on this. Jason Mitchell was a good linebacker, really good linebacker. But
Robert Peace, his son committed in the class of 2027 right now. JP Peace,
there you go.
Our linebacker.
Omar Gaither.
That's a good one. I think I've got to go with one of the defensive back. Probably, I think Jabril Wilson, man. Jabril Wilson might be the guy that could make the most. Ovent St. Preux, if we were going to have a locker room scuffle, he would be a good one.
There you go. That's a good one. If you need
I think I'm going Jabril Wilson.
Carter.
Yeah, allegedly. What do you think?
Allegedly.
What do you think? Jabril Wilson?
Yeah, I think I'm
Baker's
going Jabril Wilson, Michael Munoz.
That's a good
one.
I
think I'm going Jabril Wilson, man. Or Jason Allen. One of the two. I feel like Allen had a big sophomore year. So he'd be a good pick too. But
Justin Harrell, good defensive tackle.
Yeah, always fun to go over those old rosters though. And it's like as soon as you pull it up, it's like all these cool memories start flowing back.
Let me go through the chat, see what you guys are saying. Blackout Jones says Kevin Burnett. Ty says James Wilhoit. I thought you were talking about just for the Florida game. You going for the whole season?
Yeah, I was talking about just the Florida game.
Yeah.
Just the Florida game.
Jason Allen. That's a good pick, man. A lot of people saying Jason Allen. The thing about Casey Clausen, obviously he would be good, but would he be that much better than Joey Aguilar to impact the outcome of the game versus a freaking dude like Rashad Baker or Jabril Wilson at safety is going to be an instant upgrade on this defense. Instant upgrade on the defense.
Yeah, it'd be really tempting to take one of those safeties, even though Allen would be really great to put by Hood. That safety position is just glaring right now. So, those guys.
Fun question. And I know John Henderson. I'm like, what? You can hear the confusion in my voice when I first saw it, and then that's my pick, and then I'm like, oh, wait a minute, he's a holder. What are we talking about? Always good time on a Friday morning. Shout out to Brent Hubs, as always, for jumping on with us. If we do go down to the Swamp and take care of business, I will probably hit up Big Game Brent again next week for the Vanderbilt game. As always, do us a favor, smash the thumbs up on the way out the door. Go check out the merchandise. Go check out gradeagrounds.com. We talk about Christmas gifts, bonfire.com/store/Talkin VAWLS. Coffee mug with a little bit of coffee from Grade A Grounds. What a Christmas gift that would make. The Christmas ornaments or just a Gator Hater shirt, whatever you guys want. Your support means the world. If you're not a member, think about it. If you tune in every time we're live, if you watch all the videos, but you're like, it's free, it's YouTube, I don't need to pay anything. Just remember that the only way that this show continues to happen is with your support. If you got that dollar, hit that join button. We would greatly appreciate it. But that is going to do it for this. We'll be live tomorrow, an hour before kickoff, immediately following the game as well. And then don't forget, around 2:30, I expect a commitment in the class of 2027. So we'll be dropping that video. But for Coach Jay, my name is Boogie Bentley. Shout out Brent Hubs. This is the Talkin VAWLS Network. Go Big Orange.
That we charge.